Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. Well, I suggest you go and get a nice hot cup of coffee or a nice hot cup of tea, get a plate of chocolate biscuits, a pillow and a little bit of a blankie if it's cold where you are, because this could be a rather long video actually. But if you love flying, if you love the 737 and you love seeing some nice scenery as these planes fly through the air, this is the channel and the video for you, because we are up and about in the beautiful Zibo 737-800 today, taking a flight from San Diego to over to Palm Springs. So here we go. It's going to be great. Now the question you're probably asking yourself, why fly this one? Does it stand up to the PMDG 737-700? My answer to that is, oh yeah, with bells on. With bells on. Well, you can look at the cockpit. It is just absolutely stunning. Fully functional cockpit, fully study level cockpit. If you come around the back here, you'll see that the cabin door actually opens. Well, it is open today. Okay, so we can have a look in the cabin there. If you have a look at the cabin at the back where the passengers are, the seats and the lights, and the cabin is just modeled absolutely beautiful. Look at that. We can shut the door. Totally interactive. It is awesome. We got iPads there on both sides of the cockpit for the pilot and the co-pilot. So does it stack up to PMDG 737? Well, you make your own mind up as we do this flight, and if you've never seen this plane before, you'll be impressed. But I think it's general knowledge all around the world amongst the flight sim community that this is an amazing plane, and it certainly is beautiful, and it is study level. Now, I'm not a study level pilot, so don't worry too much about my little mistakes and errors and correct procedures and systems. I'm not into that. I'm a casual fun flyer, but I am going to do a cold and dark startup right till landing, so it is going to be quite a long video. I'll try and make it so that it is a bit fun and it is a bit entertaining for you as well. But the real thing is, it's about the plane and it's about the flight sim. It's not about me. So just enjoy the plane and the scenery. Okay, so you got your coffee ready, got your plate of biscuits and your little blankie. Let's get started, shall we? Okay, so I'll just check I've got my assignments right. There we go, my autopilot. Overhead is all good. Down there, my MFD displays, throttle quadrant, and FMC. Okay, so all my functions are good there. Okay, let's get cracking. I'll try and keep it moving along quickly, otherwise the video will go for hours. We'll turn on some power, and we will come down here to our iPad straight away, and we'll get some things sorted out here. Ground services, let's get some ground power connected, and we'll get some air for our air conditioning, because it's going to take a little while. We're going to open our doors, forward entry, forward cargo, and aft service. And cabin lighting, back. Okay, start service cruise on the ground. What's that about? Okay, continue there. Start flight leg. Now, start flight leg will get all our cabin crew doing all the things they are supposed to do, getting the passengers on board. Steers extend. Okay, so we will have the so all the passengers can come on board there, that way. Okay, so we've got ground power. We can start doing some of our tests. Okay, so we can come up here. Let's try and get some tests done. Flight recorder. Overspeed. Warning. Stall warning. Stall warning cannot go. You won't get any reaction or noise from that until you have been on AC power for no less than 4 minutes. It takes 4 minutes for AC power to be effective for the for the actual stall warning test. Okay, you can't do it on DC power, you have to be on AC power. Okay, so we can come back to that and we'll try it again. Yep, we'll come back to that after around 4 minutes, obviously. Okay, we can do our lights test here. Check our lights. Yep, our lights are all good. Our lights test. And we can come down to here and we can do our fire warning test. 3 lights on. And our extinguisher tests. Can't seem to, where are those? Over here. 3 lights on for our extinguisher. So that is all good. A throttle test. There we go. You can hear that beep for the throttle test there. Okay, let's go up top and see if we can do our stall warning test yet. Not yet. Maybe once we start the plane, we'll get our stall warning test done. Okay. The other thing we're going to do is we're going to eyeball all our controls and make sure we're prepared and ready for a cold and dark startup. Everything off there. Down here. Let's have a look at our lights. All our lights off. Light switches off. We can leave our beacon light on. Come up here, switches off, generators off, down here, isolation switch on, packs should be off, engine bleeds can be off, and that is about it. We're all good. Okay, now if we go outside, you can see we have our air connected for our air conditioning. That big hose is pumping in the air for our packs and our air conditioning. We've got ground power going there. Got our steers out, so all our passengers and everything are on board now. So we can go in here and we can start work on our FMC. Right, one thing we need to do, which I haven't done yet, is I need to start the alignment for the IRS. So I bring that round to navigation. That is good. Right, I'll come down here now and we will do the FMC. Right, FMC, position in it. Next page. Ooh. Is that power? That's power. We have a power problem. Okay, need to turn on the ground power. Can't forget to do that. Even though we've got ground power connected, we still need to actually physically turn it on there. So something I forgot to do there. Okay, so we go to the next page. We take our coordinates. Previous page. We'll lock that into there. Go to our route. Origin is KSAN. KSAN. We will put that in there and we're heading to KPSP. KPSP. Put that into there. Our flight number will be Jet in 108. Put that into there. And we'll go back to legs. Oh, departure and arrival. We'll depart runway 09. Departure and arrive at KPSP. We're going to arrive at runway 31 left. Put that in there. And then back to legs. And we need to activate now. So we'll activate that. And now we'll start putting in our waypoints. So I'll do all this and then I'll come back in and I will show you what waypoints I've put in for our trip. Now, here are the waypoints I've put in for a very, very simple flight plan. And I'll show you roughly what it looks like. This is the plan I made. I made this in the flight menu. So these are the waypoints I put in. This is what our plan looks like. We fly across the mountain range there, turn to the left when we get to the water and the lake, and then we come straight down the valley to Palm Springs. It's a manual approach. There's no ILS at Palm Springs that I know of. They call it an international airport, but there's no ILS that I have found. So we've got a manual approach over these little hills. We've got to cut round to the right and do a manual landing there. So it's a little bit interesting as we come down over the hills to make our manual approach. So it will be fun. It does require a bit of skill. So there's our waypoints. Put that into your FMC, write it down on a bit of paper or take a screenshot, because that's our route for today. Right, so we are looking good. I've set my initial speed at 250 knots, altitude 10,000 feet. And we're going to go ahead and get things sorted out here. Our passengers are on board and everyone's ready to go. So we can, I think we should be running on our APU. So we'll turn on our APU, and then we can get rid of the ground power, our ground services. Right, we'll disconnect our air and our ground power. Stairs, we will bring up our stairs and we will close our doors. And we can make an announcement. Okay, so your isolation valve open, packs are off, APU bleeders on. We're going to get some pushback and we can get our engines underway and started. Okay, can hear those engines firing up now. Firing into life, that left engine. So let's go down, add fuel to that right engine, sorry. I love the sound and the animation of these engines firing up. Just beautiful. Right, let's add some fuel to the left engine. Now I've got my flaps down 3 to 5 already. My brakes are off, ready for taxi. We'll turn our taxi lights on, anti-collision lights on, announcements there. Quite a busy airport today, looks quite busy here. Yeah, airport looks busy, alright. Looks busy today. Very busy. Our strobe light is on. Strobe light is on. I'm going to turn on our landing lights. Look at that, guys. Look at the fumes of the engines, the sound, the views, just unbelievable. That is just unbelievable, guys. The fumes coming out from those jet engines as I took off down that runway and headed up into the sky. The views and the sounds, just so immersive. Unbelievably good, this. I've got to say, I'm really looking forward to XPLANE 12 coming out. I believe the Zibo mod will be upgraded and it will be made adaptive. It will be adapted so that it can run in the XPLANE 12, which will be just fantastic.
Bank angle.
It will be awesome. Right, here we are, back on our trip to Palm Springs. Well, I'm going to set my auto brake for landing. I'm going to set it around at 3. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to XPLANE 12. It's going to be amazing. XPLANE's always had a very, very good reputation, not so much for the eye candy. Flight Sim 2020 is good for the eye candy, but as far as real pilots enjoying the planes and the flight dynamics and everything that should be real in the plane, XPLANE has pretty much been their #1 choice. So I think XPLANE 12 will again become a leader in the flight sim simulator world, as far as especially with flight dynamics and planes when that one comes out. So we're definitely going to have a look at it when it comes out, XPLANE 12, that is for sure. Anyone who knows me knows that I'm not a big fan of all the eye candy, so I think Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 will always be the king of the eye candy. But for me, I like simple, I like beautiful aeroplanes, I like smoothness of the flight simulator. Actual performance and smoothness comes way before eye candy in my book, basically. Wish me luck, guys. I'm not that practiced with this manual approach and manual landing. I think I'm at 135. My speed is at 135 knots. Happy with that. Full flaps, gear down. There is the runway to my right. Here we go. Keep an eye on my speed, try and keep it above 130 knots. Absolutely crucial. Not going too slow. Okay, throttle down to idle.
100. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
There we go. Flaps up. Well, guys, have to say, after reviewing with the replay that landing, it was a little bit hairy. See, I had a bounce, and then I took the nose down first for that contact. So a bit of a bounce there. I wasn't happy about that. I was happy with the speed, and the initial touchdown was good. For some reason, the plane wanted to float again, and then I had to push it down again. So I learned something from that. But I was quite happy with the landing overall, and it was reasonably smooth, and the approach was good. So just a little bit of improvements to do on there, especially with that bounce. But here we are, we're at Palm Springs. It was a lovely flight. Really enjoyed that flight in this beautiful Zibo 737-800. Just a lovely plane to fly, beautiful and smooth. Really enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed the video. Any comments down below? I appreciate any comments that you make. Any helpful suggestions, because I'm not a study level flyer, would be appreciated. And hi to all the new subscribers. Welcome aboard. Hope you enjoyed the videos. This is Jet and Airways. We fly regional flights all around this part of the world in our 737s and a couple of other aircraft as well. So welcome aboard, nice to have you here, and I'll see you soon on the next video. Take care, stay safe everyone, ciao.